home. America's combat mission will be over by the end of this year. America's combat mission starting next year, Afghans will be fully responsible for security in their country.
Our military mission in Afghanistan will conclude on August 31st. The drawdown is proceeding in a secure and orderly way, prioritizing the safety of our troops as they depart.
Fast forward 20 years to May 1st, 2021, when Biden made the call for the US to begin withdrawing its troops from Afghanistan.
I concluded that it's time to end America's longest war. It's time for American troops to come home.
3 days later, on May 4th, the Taliban began retrieving villages and towns as the US military left. The speed at which the Taliban recaptured provinces surprised the world, but Biden insisted things were under control.
There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of an embassy of the United States from Afghanistan.
But 3 months later, on August 15th, the Taliban took control of Kabul and reclaimed the country. A US helicopter was filmed evacuating diplomats from its embassy in Kabul. What followed was mayhem, as the Afghan president fled the country and thousands attempted to flee the Taliban by plane from Kabul's airport. On August 16th, iconic images of Afghans running alongside a military plane were captured, resulting in growing scrutiny of Biden's handling of the military pullout. On August 16th, iconic images of Afghans running alongside a military plane were captured, resulting in growing scrutiny of Biden's handling of the military pullout.
Your military advisors did not tell you, no, we should just keep 2,500 troops. It's been a stable situation for the last several years. We can do that. We can continue to do that.
No one said that to me.
Anymore. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Hi, Miss President.
The damage to our reputation and our credibility, the United States credibility around the world, that damage will last for generations.
And I'll be candid. I don't know the exact number of Americans that were left behind because the starting number was clear.
I received orders from President Biden through the Secretary of Defense to execute a full military withdrawal. This decision did not include the withdrawal of our embassy, our citizens, and at-risk Afghans.
We cannot be bouncing around a country that's at war and trying to look for this part realistic. There's zero doubt in my mind there were mistakes made, and I think the fundamental mistake, fundamental flaw, was the timing of the State Department call of the NEO. I think that was too slow and too late.
Wait. Let me take the one question from the most interesting guy that I know in the press. That's you.
Mr. President, there had not been a U.S. service member killed in combat in Afghanistan since February of 2020. You set a deadline, you pulled troops out, you sent troops back in, and now 12 Marines are dead. You said the buck stops with you. Do you bear any responsibility for the way that things have unfolded in the last 2 weeks?
I bear responsibility for fundamentally all that's happened.
Flashback.
You know, I wish you'd one day say these things. You know as well as I do that the former president made a deal with the Taliban that he would get all American forces out of Afghanistan by May 1. In return, the commitment was made, and that was a year before. In return, he was given a commitment the Taliban would continue to attack others, but would not attack any American force.
And a flashback.
Remember that? I'm being serious. No, I'm asking you a question. Because before... No, wait a minute. I'm asking you a question. Is that accurate, the best of your knowledge? What?
It is now official. CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
NBC News, ABC News, and CNN have all called Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. This election is over. Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States, and he has won re-election. So, buckle up, brace for impact.
Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America. And so the man who has upended all the rules of politics in America is president for a second time. The man who has been impeached twice, who has a criminal conviction, who stands accused of trying to overthrow the results of the last election, has won this one. It is a quite extraordinary moment. Whatever you think of him, love him or hate him, it is a stunning political comeback. Donald J. Trump, property developer, reality TV star turned politician, is back in the White House. This is an historic moment for America, but also for the world.
President! Oh!
By sheer coincidence.
Today cleared a key test vote in the Senate. He is Donald Trump's choice to become the next defense secretary, and he cleared this vote. This procedural vote tally was 51 to 49. Two Republicans broke ranks with President Trump to vote against Hegseth. Those Republicans are Senators Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine. President Trump spoke on the phone just a little while ago while signing the series of new executive orders.
Mr. President, Senators Collins and Murkowski have now said they will vote against Pete Hegseth. Are you worried about his confirmation and your reaction?
And no surprises there. Too bad. It's just the way it is. Too bad.
A few moments later.
All praise and glory to God. His will be done, and we're grateful to be here. And as I said in my hearing, it was Jesus and Jenny. I would not be here without you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I want to thank the President of the United States, our Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump. We could not have a better Commander-in-Chief than him. It is the honor of a lifetime, sir, to serve under you. We look forward to having the backs of our troops and having your back in executing peace through strength, in putting America first, and in rebuilding our military. Mr. Vice President, thank you for breaking the tie. It's not the last time, or not the first time, the headline reads, Junior Enlisted Marine bails out Junior Army Officer. And you know, some people were saying, well, 50-50, that's too tight. And I want to thank the warfighters. I want to thank the men and women wearing the uniform. And I've said this before when I speak, and I mean it. Every time I stand at a podium and there's bright lights and cameras, the first thing that goes through my head are the guys that I served with on the battlefield. The men and the women who I locked shields with and put my life on the line with, who never get the spotlight, who never have the cameras, who people don't know what they did in dark and dangerous places. But I know. And at the Pentagon, we're going to remember and we're going to know. And we're going to think about those warriors with every single decision that we make. We will put America first. We will bring peace through strength. And the three principles I talked about are what we will bring to that Pentagon. Restore the warrior ethos in everything that we do. Rebuild our military and reestablish deterrence. We don't want to fight wars. We want to deter them, as you said. And we want to end them responsibly. But if we need to fight them, we're going to bring overwhelming and decisive force to close with and destroy the enemy and bring our boys.
Right off the top, new week, new executive orders. So we expect President Donald Trump to sign 3 new orders in relation to the military on day one of Pete Hegseth's job as our nation's newly confirmed Secretary of Defense. So those orders include policies for transgender service members, a ban on several DEI initiatives, and reinstating members of the military who were discharged for refusing to get the COVID vaccines.
Same bat time, same